Good morning, students. In our last class, we have completed the lesson, the story of Ikat, in our physical classes. So, today I am going to explain you about the vocabulary and grammar part of this lesson. So, please try to understand and write them neatly in your notes. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me. So, what is the story about actually? Yes, it is the story about Ikat, means the story of Ikat. It is about uh, weavers of our India. So it was a small break before the next class. The bell rang for the next class. Janaki was to come and held the class. Ramya, Ahmad, Raghav, and Ravi were some of the students of the class. Ramya loved Janaki, who was teaching them social studies. Janaki was fair to everyone, so everyone liked her. Coming to the class, Janaki carried bundles of cloth and walked towards the class. There were rumals and shawls in the clothing. She pinned them on the soft board. The whole class became suddenly attentive. Then the teacher went on to discuss Ikat of Andhra Pradesh. The word Ikat had its origin in Indonesia. It meant to tie or knot. The teacher explained that for centuries a hand operated loom wove those fabrics. Now Powerloom has overtaken it. Ikat is called Chitki in Telugu, Patola in Gujarat, and Ikat in Oriya. So the teacher started showing different cloths and explaining two important concepts, wrap and weft. The threads stretched lengthwise are called wrapped, and threads intersecting them widthwise is weft. Ahmad explained the concept in terms of x axis and y axis of graph sheet. The teachers then explained how the threads are dyed and how the clothes are woven. Then there was a discussion on the word chukka and chitiki rumal. The teacher was not sure whether the word ikat originated in the coastal belt of Andhra Pradesh and travelled to Nalgonda and finally reached Gujarat or vice versa. Interestingly, the center of the whole topic is Pochampalli of Nalgonda district and the saris and rumals wound there. So, this was the story which we have seen in our class. So, there are some glossary here. Mandatory means compulsory. Wonder, wish to know. Drab means dull. Pelt means throw, shoot. Giggle means laugh in a silly way. Babble means a talk difficult to understand. Pensive means serious. Hesitantly means unwilling or uncertainly. Expectantly means hopeful of something. Intersect means crossing each other at a point. Headgear means a piece of cloth worn on head. Jubilant means very happy. Resolve means solve. Knot means fastening. Vibrant means active. Compelling means extremely interesting. Next is vocabulary. Uh, Roman number 1. Read the following sentences. VVS Lakshman is a top class batsman. Shruti is in class 8th. We have 10 minutes left for the show. The minutes of every official meeting remains an important document. So here in the first sentence they are telling us about VVS Lakshman. What he is, VVS Lakshman is a top class batsman. So here the class is underlined. In the next sentence, Shruti is in class 8th. So here also they are telling about in which class she is studying. So in which class Shruti is studying? She is studying in class 8. So here also the underlined word is 8. Then we have 10 minutes left for the show. So here they are telling us that we have 10 minutes left for the show. So here the underlined word is minutes. And the next, the minutes of every official meeting remains an important document. So here in this sentence also the underlined word is minutes. So the words underlined in the above sentences have the same spelling but they differ in meaning. These words are called homonyms. So if you observe here, in these sentences the underlined words are same, but means to write the spelling or to pronounce they are same, but it gives the different meaning, so that we call them as homonyms. So now what are homonyms? The words underlined in the above sentences have the same spelling but they differ in meaning. These words are called homonyms. Next, see here. Find the meaning of the following homonyms with the help of a dictionary. So students, I have done this for you. You listen carefully and write in your textbook without any spellings. So see the first one, fair. Fair means acceptable. In adjective form, fair means acceptable. Next, fair in noun form is an event at which people sell their goods. An event at which people sell their goods. Second one is mind. Mind in noun form is ability to think. Mind in noun form is ability to think. Next, mind. Mind in verb form is to be worried by somebody. To be worried by somebody. So see the third, quiet. Quiet in adjective form is making very little noise. So what is that? Quiet in adjective form is making very little noise. Whereas quiet in noun form, the state of being calm without noise. What is it? The state of being calm without noise. So I think you have understood these differences. Now see here, Roman number 2. Use the above homonyms in your own sentences. So they are asking us to find the homonyms. Here they have given these 3 homonyms, fair, mind and quiet. Using them they are asking us to find our own sentences. So this one also I have done it for you. You write them neatly in your textbook. So see the first one in that A. We get out provision from fair price shop. First one A is we get out provision from fair shop. In that only B. Every Monday we have a fair in our village. Every Monday we have a fair in our village. Second one. In second A. Playing chess is good for mind. Playing chess is good for mind. Next, in second only B. Anita, I am sorry. I have broken your pen. Then Lata is telling, never mind. Anita, I am sorry. I have broken. What Anita is telling to Lata? I am sorry, I have broken your pen. Then what did Lata say? Never mind. Now see the third. The surroundings are quiet. We can live here peacefully. In third one, A is the surroundings are quiet. We can live here peacefully. The surroundings are quiet. We can live here peacefully. Again in third only B. In the quiet of the night, the moon and the clouds played hide and seek. In the quiet of the night, the moon and the clouds played hide and seek. So I think you have understood till here. Children, start writing your notes. So You know the pattern. First, you have to write the hard words, then question answers, then glossary and vocabulary and grammar part of this lesson. So, write them neatly without any confusion, and after writing the notes, send me. Will be continuing the remaining part of the lesson in our next session. Thank you. Have a good day.